1 day till departure. Railway Empire 2. A couple of weeks ago we did a preview stream where we showed you the custom game with my nice teammate Rolf. Today is not only one person here, there are two persons. You cannot see one of them, but I'm gonna introduce you in a few seconds. First of all, it's Tamara. Last time it was Commandos 3 we streamed together. Now here with Railway Empire 2, and with us from Gütersloh, the developer Gaming Minds studio, is Samad. Hello Samad, how are you?
Good day, good day. I'm doing fine. We're about to release a game, so in a pretty good mood.
Yes, I think tomorrow could be the time for a barbecue in Gütersloh.
Yes, absolutely. Really looking forward to that.
I also had a barbecue in Gütersloh a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago. I was I shot some stuff, some dev diaries at your offices. That was pretty nice. Okay, but we're not here for eating stuff. We're here to transport food and clothes and everything like that. Railway Empire 2. The first part came out in 2018. Yes, 2018, and now the sequel is coming up, and we have something special. I brought something with me, and this is this one, the official guide of Railway Empire 2. It's very thick. It's here published by the Bildner Verlag publisher in Germany. It's available in June. The physical version is available in June in English and in German language, but you can get that stuff from the start tomorrow. There are 3 parts. This is the official compendium, the official mission guide, and the official engine catalog, and you can purchase them separately as ebook version in the DLC section of Railway Empire 2 from tomorrow with the game start. This physical version has all 3 parts together bundled in one nice book. And yes, but before I will show you all the sides and so on, we have a nice clip. Nadine can show you that a little bit better, I think. Have fun.
Wow, something arrived by the express train at our HQ in Worms. Let's open it right now. I'm so excited. Oh my god. It's finally here! The official guides for Railway Empire 2. It's available in German and in English. So, first of all, let's look what's inside. First, the compendium with the track construction, even with some tips and what to do. How to build the tracks, and also we have unlimited parallel tracks, so there are some infos about that. For the scenario, some tips and tricks, the sandbox mode, and you also see all the icons that you have in the game, and they are explained, and the goods, and then the official engine catalog. Choo-choo! And what's cool about the engine catalog and the mission guide actually is that you have the historical context for everything. So you see the engine in-game, how it looks, what the stats are, and then you also have the comparison with the real locomotives. And for example, when it was produced and the weight, etc. So that's really cool. And there are even some concept artworks of the historical locomotives. And yeah, and this is for all the 60 locomotives in game. So this is the complete guide, which is then split into 3 compartments. So the compendium, the mission guide, and the engine catalog. And you can get this digitally now alongside the release of the main game for $14.99. And you can also get the 3 books separately. And if you want this in real life, you can also get it physically later in June. But for now, it's available digitally via Steam or the Bildner Verlag. And yeah, you see how big it actually is. It has over 400 pages. So train your sights on the official guides for Railway Empire 2 and carry it on. Choo choo.
Yes, and we are back. So now you know everything about it, and I will post the link to the store page of Railway Empire 2 into the chat, so YouTube and Twitch users should see it. Let's say hello to a few people out there. Well, there are a lot of Fredericks, Moin Moin, Cityman Live, Sunny DK, Michael Amann, No Code Ninja, Judge Dredd, hey, how are you? Tolix, hey, nice. Judge Dredd also says hi, Tamara.
Hi.
Magic, Lou, Leonidas, Salvas. Oh, so many people writing. Thanks a lot for joining us. Oh, KMS Bismarck, hello from Arkansas, home of the Arkansas Razorbacks. So, a little bit US sports. Does it have Portuguese language?
It has Brazilian Portuguese.
Brazilian, okay, maybe that helps. The book in German, yes, in English and in German. The physical version will be available from June. I do not have the exact date. You can get it via the Bildner Verlag, for example, but the ebook versions are on Steam from tomorrow on. Hello from Las Vegas. Awesome. I only are you still able to build separate warehouses? Oh, okay, that's a very interesting question from Richard Coleman. Hi, Richard. Hi, all. Only thing I didn't get from the last live stream is, are you still able to build separate warehouses, or do they now have to be attached to a station?
I believe I can answer the question.
Oh, awesome, Samad, yes.
So, yes, there is only one warehouse allowed at one station. However, there are 3 stations allowed per city, and each of those stations can have a separate warehouse. And those can even transport goods in between each other.
Ah, okay, very good. Greetings from the Czech Republic, Cityman, I think. Awesome. Does it have a Russian language? That's a question from Martin.
I can also answer that one. It does have Russian language. I've actually participated in checking the quality of the Russian language. So if you see any errors and misspellings, they're all my fault, and I didn't see them, so you know who to blame.
PlayStation game or Switch? Yes, this game will be available from tomorrow on PC, on the whole Xbox family of consoles and PlayStation family of consoles as well. It will also be included day one in the Microsoft Game Pass. Switch version will come a little bit later. I do not have a date for now, but if you want to stick with us more, you want to get more information about Calypso Media, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, Calypso Live. There we will broadcast streams and do some VODs, news, and all that stuff, and you will get it firsthand. But now, I think, firsthand, yes, we switch to the gaming mode now. Tamara, it's your turn. What will we show? Last time we showed them the custom game. Today is something different.
Yeah, I would say we start the main campaign today, and I would directly start the first campaign mission, which takes place in the American Northwest, and it's called the East Coast Conquest. And for this mission we have a certain character we must play. In this case it's the professor, but this can vary in each mission. So in the next mission it's possible someone else.
So with all the other modes you can choose your character, but this is a story-based thing, and so you have to deal with Walter Payong first. Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, we have so many questions. Sorry that we aren't able to answer every question, but there was one. Oh, okay, this is from No Code Ninja. It's for you, Tamara, I think, because you are also played the first one a lot. What do you think is the biggest improvement? Maybe you can show it during the game. So stay tuned. No Code Ninja will show you.
Personally, I can't say a single one because there are a few improvements which I all like at the same time. For example, we are now able to have more parallel tracks beneath each other. What I mean is not only on land but also with bridges and tunnels. So you are not forced to only use 2 tunnels or 2 bridges beneath each other, but now you can have, for example, 4 or 5 bridges at the same parallel. Which is a great addition, I think. And the other one is the simplified signal system, which makes it a lot easier and faster to create your rail lines, and doesn't need to be so heavily micromanaged, because in Railway Empire 1 you had to click each individual signal, and if you made a mistake, you needed to delete all of them, which was, yeah, a little bit finicky, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a good question. We will answer that in the game. It's about the... It's so fast. Don't write so fast, guys. It's about the signals and the direction, and I think this time we made it much... I think it's a much more quality of life feature, but that doesn't mean it's becoming less complicated or so. It's better, I think. So you can just show you that. That's the best thing. Just talk about stuff and you see that screen. And we cannot show you all the characters right now in that. I think in the last stream, you can watch that last stream as VOD on Calypso Live on the YouTube channel, and I'm pretty sure we showed all the characters there because we are here in the campaign menu, and there we told you you have a fixed character per mission. Okay, let's start.
Okay, let's roll. So,
automatic signal placement. Yeah, that's the point. You simply say the direction and it sets signals. I really like that. Any thoughts about community content or modding? Samat, I haven't heard anything about that at the moment.
From what I know, it's currently a bit too technically complicated. It is not, at least I am not aware of it being planned, but it is discussed, and the idea is there. So
but don't take that.
Yeah, don't take that as a.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just like giving some insight.
I think always as a developer and publisher, I think you're trying to find ways, and you have things on your table, but it's not always. It does not always has that priority, or is not easy to manage. Which maps can you play at the start?
there are actually multiple maps to play. You can play the all-American map, you can play the all-European map. You have the possibility of, I don't know the exact number, but in the North American region, you have multiple different regions you can play, and the same for the European one. For example, French and Germany are already playable from the start, and yeah.
By steady growth,
Yes, can signals only be placed manually? No, they will be set automatically when say this line is from this direction and the other one for the opposite one. Great game, thanks. Okay, we're still here in the intro. Really nice done, all that Western style. It has a bit more now the detailed, real look and feel. It was a little bit of comic style in the first one, but I think people liked it. We did a press tour, and what I've heard so far, people are really looking forward to this game, and we're quite happy with the look.
I think also the realistic look is more suited for the game,
Yeah.
and it's better looking. So now we are in the game, and currently we are receiving our tasks from this guy below. Forgot his name. And let's look what we have received inside the task list. So, should deliver 8 loads of lumber to Boston, deliver 8 loads of sugar to Boston, and transport 320 passengers without changing to Boston to Portland, and reach 25,000 citizens in Boston. So basically what we need to do is we are connecting Portland with Boston and the Clark train station with Boston, so that we can have the wood for Boston, and here is the sugar farm which we are also connecting to Boston. Currently I have to pause the game because I like it at first to have an overview of the map and what tasks I need to fulfill, and also what foundation is best suited to solve this mission. And so I would now do that. I will now lay the foundation for the rest of the map. So I will now first build a train station here in Boston.
And as someone mentioned, it's possible to build up to 3 train stations in a town.
I can clarify a little thing. A town cannot hold more than 3 stations. Whether you build them or someone else, well, that is they don't have to be built by you.
That's right. Yeah, that's very important. Is the game sound a little bit too low? So we can could you please in the menu just higher the maybe up to 60 or so. I think we lowered it. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good. Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. You have seen I have now created 2 lines, and something which you have maybe seen a little bit because I was a little bit faster was that I actually placed the second line directly after the first one with an icon which appeared at the train station, which made it possible to create quickly the second one, which saves a lot of time. So the next step is you are not forced to do this in a certain order, but you should use some station gridirons to make it so that the trains can switch the lines freely. And this needs to be done on each train station. And then with this icon here you can use the track direction to change it, and do it just with a click, second click, and then you are seeing that now the direction is set in this direction and this.
Wait a second. The music turned a little bit down. What is exactly with the impossible to understand? Just I want to check that. on my... What's that? It's the head. Yep. Okay, continue and I will check the audio stuff.
Alright. Okay. And now you see the signals were automatically placed track. So, and this was all the magic. In Raven Empire 1 you would have need to make more additional tasks, more additional actions to actually place this amount of signals. So,
Okay. The point is to try to speak a little bit up. Try to be a little bit more enthusiastic for the game. But
I love the game.
Yes, try to. But I also have a little bit of extra power. But thanks to the chat for that.
Extra power. Okay.
Extra power. Speak a little bit louder.
I will try it. Okay. Now you see I have selected now train, which we want to use on this line, and the amount of trains we can also set. For example, in this case we now have 1, but you could also set it to 4, for example. This would add the costs accordingly, but would also mean that automatically between this line 4 trains could navigate. But I think 2 is enough for the 2 cities. So now we are connecting the Clark train station. Other direction, so that both cities can benefit from this station and can be equipped with critters and with cattle and with wood. So now this
just lower the game audio. That was
okay. Now we are connecting also the sugar industry, Boston, and what I'm now doing is I'm using the H button to change to the new height line view, which is now more topographic than compared to Raven Empire 1, which makes it a lot easier to navigate in areas which have mountains or have hills and stuff like that, which is the case with this sugar farm. You see, when I'm now connecting both, that this would display me a tunnel which would be built, and this is of course really expensive with 1.3 million, so we are optimizing this now a little. I'm moving this a little down, and with the shift button key and with the mouse wheel I can now adjust this a little bit.
What is this mode called, and how can you switch it if you
Toggle contour lines.
Toggle contour lines.
Yeah,
okay.
you can also inside the options, if you prefer to build only like that or mainly with that, you can also toggle this inside the options. But I prefer it a little bit more like this in most cases.
The same with me, yes. Because you can see all the heights and all the mountains. You can see that here over the top left. Really nice, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's what I mentioned earlier. Here is a button for parallel lines, and when I click on it, this automatically creates a preview for the rail line, which I can automatically build.
Oh, there is a very good question from AJ Ashman. Can you place stations outside cities and rural industries?
Yes.
Yeah, yes you can.
Yeah, you can.
There is no limit apart from the money that the station costs.
No, and you can also apply stuff like maintenance rows or dispatch halls and restaurants to it. And there are also, for example, something which we added also inside River Empire 2 is a building, which is a train station extension, which is called the hotel, so that if you have, for example, I have now connected Boston and Chaplin Station and Albany together, but I don't have a rail line between Boston and Albany. But both are getting deliveries from Chaplin Station, and we have a hotel in Chaplin Station. The passengers can traverse to the Chaplin Station and from there further to Albany Station. Yeah, which is great and makes it brings a lot more on the table for possibilities what a player can do. So.
And some ideas. We forgot a little bit about your stuff you're doing at Gaming Minds. Told us a little bit before the stream, but I think it's very interesting to hear for the viewers when we have one of the developers here.
Oh, sure. I'm working with the QA department. I'm assisting them in whatever capacity I can. And I also worked on the balancing of the campaigns and the scenarios, like the specific, the 14 mini campaigns that we have. And some small game design stuff here and there.
Oh, that sounds very good, yeah.
And also, well, naturally, I helped a little bit with the translations. And look, but I guess that's a part. Yeah, that's a part of quality assurance. So yeah, never mind.
I understand. Yes. Yes, it's very nice that you found the time to be part of the stream, because I can imagine so close before a release, the situation is very just like, oh, we're looking forward for that. We're very excited, but there's always a lot of things to do. So thanks a lot, Samad, that you're here with us.
Well, I'm happy to be here. This is something new.
Will there be a campaign in Europe as well?
Yes, yes, there would be. There are 2 campaigns in Europe, and there would be also. I think half of our scenarios also take place in Europe. 7, I think.
Yeah. And the map is awesome. It's so large. In the last stream, which you can rewatch as the idea, as I mentioned on Calypso Live, we went to the west coast, I think Los Angeles. We totally zoomed in and started to move towards the east coast, and people could follow the arrow on the minimap and how slowly it moved. And I think that is a very impressive thing, how large that thing is here.
Yeah, absolutely. We have many cities to connect. Something I also want to mention is what is working different in River Empire 2 compared to the first game is that we now have, of course, also connection bonuses, but the way the player receives them is a little bit different, because in River Empire 1 it was only necessary to connect the station with your rail line network, and which is of course not always great. And in the second game it is now so that you need to have a train moving from one part to, for example, to one city and back before the connection bonus is granted. So if you want to have these connection bonuses, keep that in mind, that also they have only limited time until they are running out. so that you are connecting the rail line network early enough, and also send a rail line or a train, an engine early enough in the game. So can be.
Yes, that was definitely one point I had when I played that game. I tried to get the connection bonus, and as you mentioned, yes, in Railway Empire in 1, you simply had to connect them and you got your bonus. But then I was really confused. So why didn't I get the bonus? And maybe you will be in the same situation from tomorrow on, but as Tamara mentioned, there has to be something, an interaction with that lines, with that connection, and then you will get your bonus. It's not a failure. And it's always very important with that grid iron, because that locomotives, they choose the right line on the station, so to avoid traffic. That's a very helpful feature.
Absolutely, yes. And I will also show something else what you can do with the rail lines, with the grid irons. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
So, and I demonstrate this here in Boston, because if you are now building more parallel tracks, and you can see here, there are some icons on the preview, which are these white circles, and these are showing the grid iron extensions the player can build. What I mean with that is that you are capable to increase the grid iron size. And now I can connect all 4 rail lines together, and the trains can now navigate from to each of these 4 station parts. And this can also be increased up to 8. So you can make a massive grid iron which can transport all trains to every location. And what you also can do is, for example, now I can just rotate them and can bring them to another city, and which makes it more flexible also to build your own network, and the possibilities are now way more open for the players. And I think I'm really anticipating what the players will do with that, with the creativity from the players with this system. Because what we have already seen, what some players did with Railway Empire 1 was really impressive. And yeah, I can't anticipate what the players will do with the system from the second game.
Can we see how to build a new town? It depends.
I made a mistake.
I think I can say a few words about that. Foundable towns you can found some towns, but not in this campaign.
Yeah, that's
it's available. Yeah, you'll need to make the specific option available when making a custom game, and they also appear quite often in the scenarios, especially the ones taking place in the United States.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I saw places where I could build up a new town, but yes, it depends. Okay, and now save a little money.
What?
You're saving a little money by adjusting your rail lines.
Yeah, absolutely. And also I'm trying to minimize the bridges and tunnels I have. And now I'm way more cheaper than before.
The book is quite nice.
Yeah,
Definitely check that out. This is the The physical version with all 3 parts, the official compendium, contains all the information you need to build a successful railroad company. The official mission guide offers overviews of all the tasks you will face in the campaign and scenarios, as well as many useful tips. The official engine catalog is a complete listing of all the locomotives in the game with all the relevant data and historical background. There's also some stuff in there about the characters that are based on historical models. These characters, you can, it's like this here. It's pretty small, I know, but that's very interesting. Really nice printed. But you can also get this as an ebook via Steam as DLC. So, can we buy the digital guide now? No, I think it's not in there from tomorrow. It should be live on the store page here. But yes, from our news, it is available from May 25th. But I don't know the exact time. Yeah, that's right. The digital guide comes out with the game. And yes, the official guide tomorrow digitally, and the physical version in June. But stick with Calypso Live. I try to do some a news video also when it's available, and then you will get all the infos and links and so on. How much will the hard copy be? There is a price on the back, but I'm not sure if this one is official. It's definitely more expensive than when you purchase the 3 digital copies, but here and there you find the three books in one. I don't know if that's the right size. So I had a paper in my hand and there was no price listed.
I also wanted to show some of the construction extensions you can build train stations. My favorites are always the Pro, because then the possibility that your trains are having a breakdown is reduced immensely. And the second building I always build is the dispatch hall, which I can't afford at the moment, because this shortens the wait times for all trains, which makes everything a little bit more fluent, and also the money you are receiving are getting in more quickly.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Yes, I think this is usually the time for Steam consoles. Is usually a lot earlier, and the Game Pass, I guess it's also usually there in the mid of the day. So. Are there any modern locomotives? I think you can answer that. I think mostly are
Yeah.
steam locomotives.
Well, yeah, the game takes place at latest in, I believe, 1930 is when the technology tree ends. So the most modern we have are 1930s models.
Yeah. So you can start in 1830, but for example, in a custom game, you can choose if you want to start in 1830 or 1840 or 50 or so. And,
yes. Up to 1930, and then you can continue playing for a few decades, but 1930 is the latest start date that we have.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, that it doesn't end, the game doesn't end at 1930, you still can play, but the tech tree ends, the development tree.
I can show the tech tree.
Yeah, oh yes, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
because we have also 200 points to spend. So I would take here foundations, which reduce of the cost of constructing bridges, which I've done earlier a little bit. The rest I will save for later, so that I can acquire the speedometer upgrade. And yeah, I can slowly scroll a little bit through search, so you can see what is everything inside and what years are also inside of it. For example, here we are now in the 1850s, which are also adding some industry. You're also seeing always here, beginning of a decade, which industries you can research, so you can build it, for example, steel or tools, which are also really important for scenarios and so on.
Oh, do cities change from 1830 to 1930? There is a way
Yes,
that they
actually.
change, but Samat, you can explain that.
Yes. First of all, as the technology, as the time marches on, you can see that there are some additional resources that are becoming unlocked, and with more resources being available, the natural growth of the city is going to increase. So late game cities by themselves are going to be bigger than early game ones, and visually they would be different. If you zoom in onto a big city, well, we have quite low populated cities right now, but there would be cosmetic differences.
There are other buildings you can build later on, and that will also upgrade the cities a lot.
Yes. All sorts of how do you call them, manufactories and other factories.
Can we build industries like in Railway Empire 1? Is a question from Frederax.
Yes, I can answer that. I can also already show it, more or less. I can't build something yet, but I can show the buildings which can be constructed. And for the city factories, these ones, like for example the meat industry and the breweries, and over the years there will be additional industries you can build, like the steel factory I have shown in the site research window. And also there are some city buildings which are, for example, if you are having a city which should be have a bigger size, then you need to build a university, which you can after having 90,000 citizens, and this building is required so that your city can grow over 100,000 citizens.
Awesome. There was a question about the research tree. What are the pluses at the top of the research tree?
Just a second. And we go down to where pluses.
I think they are referring to the new materials that are available as with the new decades, like paper, chemicals. I think those are the ones people talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are the goods that I referred to when I said these are the goods that make late game cities bigger than early game ones. You simply have more stuff to give to the people.
How about zooming in on the cities? That's something I wanted to...
We can zoom in a bit in York, because it's from our rival, but it is already a little bit bigger than our cities, but I think we can top that on a later game, but I don't know if we are reaching this. And you are seeing this has a little bit of a style. There are already a few bigger houses, but still also smaller houses. Yeah.
It's very lively.
Yeah.
Very lively. Will there be bonds to get more money?
Yeah, absolutely. I can show you this.
Yep.
This is inside the company screen, which combines also the bonding screen. So here you have all the information about your company itself, and you have a quarterly report, which is at the moment still empty because we are still inside the first quarter of the year. Then we have the competitors overview, and here, for example, is the which city we are currently sitting. And the next page is the bonding page, and here you can see the bonds we can have, we can issue, but at the moment we have more than enough money, so we don't need it. And here also we have the stock market, where we can buy and sell raw materials, for example, construction industries. And on the last page we have the statistics, which you can also adjust in different times, like 12 months or 6 years, and there are many statistics you can have a better look at later in the game. Like mentioned, we are still in the early game.
Just correct your microphone, so,
Oh.
so maybe it's too
Yeah.
far away, and that could help a bit. Sorry for that.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, let's do that like so.
Hello, test.
Oh, this is not sitting. So I hope that help a little bit more. Yes, and I got the price, and it's the correct price. It's on the back. It's for the book. So it's 24 euros and 90 cents. I was not sure if that was the right price, and thanks to my colleagues for that information, because I hadn't had it on my papers. Thanks. Speak a little bit up.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's
back to
good.
the game. Oh no, it's adjusting itself.
Yeah, no, it's
No, okay, all right. Sorry, now I'm a little bit lost. But what I wanted to show you is the starting area, the starting city of your game has always also headquarters from you, which is this building here, which even has a small greenhopper at the front of the building, which is a nice little detail. So, we have now also fulfilled some tasks, but we are still waiting that the other tasks are being fulfilled. But I think we can now speed up a little bit. So, and what I'm also doing now is I'm also connecting New York now to our rail line, which will of course not, our competitor will not like it, but this is his problem, not ours. So, use this one. Oh, there's something else. Here are some Native American settlers, or not settlers, but camps, which we are trying to avoid. We could also try to build over them, then we would receive a warning that we are building on their ground, and for a huge fee we could also relocate them, but I don't want to do that.
Oh, a question via Discord from Dre Prescott. Does New York City have a station for a different company? I think this is a question about how many stations you can build.
Well,
Yeah, you please.
currently there is one station there that belongs to your competitor. I think we can zoom in on it in a bit. And yeah, so this reminds me of what I was talking about with the limitation of only 3 stations per city. The station that your opponent made is also going to count towards that.
And this is his station. And this is our station.
So is this first campaign mission, is it the whole map, or is it just a part of the...
It's just a small part.
Just a small
I have just showed a little bit from the air, a little bit surrounding the area. But yeah, it's going up to Canada, I think, with Ottawa and Montreal. And these are also regions you can later purchase concessions for.
Yeah.
So that you are allowed to build there some train stations and stuff. And later on in the campaign map, you can also start building in the mid-Atlantic states, which are currently locked, which can be seen with the red markings instead of the white ones we have here.
I can see, and this is only a small part, and if you really want to see the large North American map, check out our VOD of the last stream where we did a custom game and we had all North America, and we showed how large this map is by zooming in totally and then moving from the west coast, trying to move from the west coast to the east coast, and you could see on the mini-map how slow the arrow moves. So you got a little impression of how large this map is. You also have the Europe map, a lot of parts of Europe. From the start, it is such a huge game.
Definitely.
It's so lively. All that people, they're going their ways, and
I think you can even some buildings. Yeah, this building, for example, has even a ceiling you can have a look through. So you're seeing the for the breweries, the machinery.
oh, okay, wow. And you can also ride along with
Yeah,
the train.
I'm planning this to do this time.
Oh, cool.
I'm just waiting until this train is being serviced. It shouldn't take so long anymore because you're seeing it's getting green. It's basically the same system we had in Raven Empire 1, but it's now looking a little bit different and is more streamlined. The look, I mean, and also it's easier to see.
Oh, good question from TK099. How do you repair trains?
Oh, yes. With the maintenance depots, I have built here, for example, this one. You have also the option to limit the maintenance limit, and can increase it or decrease it depending on your personal preferences or what you think is working best for you. But this is not all. You have also the option to build maintenance posts which you can align on the track itself, and this helps to reduce the chance of breakdowns and are also cheap to construct, but nevertheless I would not suggest to build too many of them because they can get quite expensive, especially in the early game. But when you have a lot of money, I think you should definitely build some of them.
There are a couple of questions now about future DLCs. Guys, this game isn't even out yet. This is the future, and you are asking for the future. There is nothing to tell you now, but stick with Calypso Live. There will be a lot of news videos and stuff, and you will be the first one if you subscribe and activate the notification bell, and then you will get one of the first out there to get such information. DLCs. No. May you showcase all locomotives. I don't think so. First of all, I don't want to spoil everything now, and the other thing is, I guess, somewhat 60 locomotives are in this game, and I guess that would last quite a time to show them all.
Yeah, it'll be quite some time, and I don't think we can do it in a campaign. Because campaigns are timed. They would end after a certain period. So, in a custom game, however, that should be possible.
Are you guys trying to trigger me with that DLC stuff? But no, it's very nice. So that for me, that sounds that you're really interested. You bring in a lot of love for this genre, for this series, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think I'm speaking for Zamat and the whole Gaming Minds crew. We're all doing our best to give you the best Railway Empire experience.
Yep, working really hard for quite a while now.
Yes, indeed. Ah, I could speed up.
And there's
I started
also
out with a small hardware
there's
store
someone
that I
who's talking
inherited
to
from my
us.
father.
Small.
By now, it has grown into a stately company, and with the help of the railway, it can become really big. We have already done a lot for the people in this region. Shorter travel times, increased transport of goods, and at the same time, our registers are ringing. As a next step, we should consolidate our success. Take a look at your list. I've added some more tasks.
Ah, more tasks.
Yes, let's look at them. So, the next one is that we need to transport a total of 4,800 passengers, which we are doing already on the site, and also reach 30,000 citizens in Albany, which we are also doing, by the way.
How many citizens do we have? Oh, it's still growing. Very
It is
good.
still growing, yes, but I think it will go pretty fast. In the meantime, I could now connect Syracuse. I hope I have spoken.
That's Syracuse. That is
Syracuse,
in the state of New York. New York is not only New York City is
Oh,
the
yeah.
is the town, but it's also the state New York, and Syracuse is part of that.
Okay.
Do Europe and America get the same locomotives, or are there differences, Samad?
They get the same locomotives, depending on... Like, the limitation on the locomotives is the time period, and whether you research them or not.
But I think not all of them. I think if they have their specific ones, is
I think
that...
so too. I think, for example, the German scenario has a special Bavarian engine,
Ah, yes.
if I'm not wrong.
Oh, then I might be mistaken on that one.
No, that's not a problem. But you can use a lot of them. A few US locomotives can be used in Europe, and
The other way around.
And the other way.
So now I can connect them. And what I also can do is and Albany. We'll adjust the rail line and we'll add Syracuse to it.
Mr. Condado, hello, just starting the live with an hour late. But you can watch this as a VOD later on, and there is also another VOD from I think 3 weeks ago or so where we showed the custom mode. Now we're in the first mission of the campaign, because we don't want to spoil you that much. It's not long. Only 1 day till departure for Railway Empire 2 on PC, the Xbox family of consoles and PlayStation consoles. And it's also day 1 in the Game Pass, so if you are a subscriber to this service, you can play it from tomorrow on. Can you buy stocks? It's a question from Vadim.
Yes, you can do that. You can buy stocks here at the stock market. For example, construction industries or some. That I can buy 10 of them, and we can see how they develop over the time, and maybe sell them at a later point and see if we have increased our investment of 15,000 a little bit.
Oh, there is a very important question from Judge Dredd. He's asking about the co-op game, and if it's possible to work, one person works in North America and the other one in Europe.
No, you would be limited to being on the same continent, unfortunately.
Yes, but it's very large. So North America, or you have to choose. We try to play multiplayer, but maybe in 5 to 10 minutes, a little bit, just to show you how that system works, and you will be part of the same company then, and share the same money, and then someone can help you a little bit.
Yeah, that would be great.
So if you like to start with multiplayer now, so it's not I'm not an obstacle.
Okay, yeah, if you like, you can join.
Alright, give me a moment.
Yes, I will open a slot for you, which is now open. And because nobody can play the game other than we can, the code for you is Kumbuai. Oh, you're already joining.
In fact, we were testing it previously, and I had the game already. I had the code already saved up.
Cool, cool. Is the multiplayer co-op only? Yes.
I mean, if you're looking for a way to make your the other player's life difficult, I'm sure you'll find something.
You want my life making difficulty?
I mean,
Why
not?
Saboteur.
That's interesting.
Alright then.
I will also try to join. Yes, try it.
And to show how I can be useful as a second player, I'm immediately going to start using your money.
Oh no, you're not doing
and I'm going to construct an extension to our rail line towards cities of Buffalo and Toronto.
Buffalo and Toronto. Check, where are they? Ah, yeah, here. Okay.
What our rails can do for a city is quite unique.
Now keep your hands away. Keep your hands away.
Yeah,
it's,
okay.
It's all magic. It's all magic from Gütersloh. Now building with our very own money from, what did you say, Buffalo to?
To Syracuse.
To Syracuse.
Exactly.
Isn't that good? So it's really very impressive. You have this large North American map in custom game, for example, and that then it really helps. One of your friends, you can have I think up to 3 or 4 friends in there. 4.
I think. Yeah.
4 people.
3 friends or
3 friends. Yeah, it's up to 4 people can work in the same company on the, for sure, same continent, and so you can split them up. You can say, hey, Dave, you're working on the West Coast, and Tamara, you're in the Midwest. Samad, you're taking care of the East Coast, and so on.
Beautiful locomotives rolling
I can imagine that is
makes me a little teary-eyed.
can spend quite a long time.
yeah, I think so too. And I hope that it will be a lot of fun for the players to do this themselves.
You are doing a marvelous
What do you mean,
job.
Samad? Should
Please
we
don't stop
take the
now.
offer from the Perus in Syracuse?
Do we have beer made in? I would say no, because the nearby cities Albany and Buffalo also make beer.
Okay.
Have you ever
Sure,
traveled to Buffalo?
sure he can.
Using
Hope
the
I
new
spelled that
Erie
right.
Canal,
Thanks
this
for
is
the
not as uncomfortable as
awesome.
it used to be, but
Thanks a lot.
passengers keep complaining about
Knuckles
the
Jack,
long
how are
journey
you?
it takes.
Me?
Another opportunity for a profitable connection.
It's fine. It's always very exciting. One day before release, or even the release day, and it's our second release of the year. The other one was Tortuga, A Pirate's Tale, game which I really like. Share money with 3 friends. It's like nuke myself. No. there is a much worse scenario, but I won't tell you that. But
There is something worse than
Zoom out.
sharing money with people?
Sharing my. Can you zoom out to space?
No. Here you
Not
can
yet.
Not
can-
yet. It's for the space DLC or so.
Here you can see the currently maximum zoom out. And I think it shows a lot of the map and your rail lines. What you need to see.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna use this new and shiny connection between Syracuse and Buffalo to make a direct road from Buffalo to Albany and fulfill one of the mission objectives.
Oh yes, you're doing this? Which one?
The very first one.
The first one. I achieve an express status on a rail line between Albany and Buffalo. Great.
So the next objective is reach 60,000 citizens in Albany. I think we can say a few words about the city growth and how does that.
Oh yeah, please.
Oh, M Ford and some numbers is now following us. Thanks for the follow. That really means a lot for us. Thanks a lot for the trust. Oh, from Sunny DK. Approximately how many hours does it take to play through all 5 campaign levels?
So a campaign on average, last time we checked. No wait, last time I checked personally, because there might have been some other developers trying that. It's about 6 hours per campaign if you do it leisurely without rushing anywhere. And since we have 5 campaigns, 30 hours.
But I also think it depends on each player individually, because some players take a little bit more time, or what you're also having is in each map you have also optional tasks, and you're not forced to stop playing the map when you have actually solved it, but you can return to it and can keep playing on it until you have done the optional tasks. And there's also a ranking system inside the game.
Is it possible to build new industry buildings? From Me Talk, hello.
Yes, it is. Once the cities grow and they hit a certain population cap, you will get an opportunity to build a new city in there.
Some wonderful places.
It happens. You can build one new factory once the city reaches 40,000 inhabitants, and another one once it reaches 90,000.
Oh, okay.
And if money allows, you can also just purchase already existing factory and then delete it.
Oh, that's also a very interesting question. Do I have to transport goods, or can I concentrate on passengers and mail? I think not in the campaign, I would say, because of the different tasks.
If you want the cities to grow, you'll need to transport goods. If you want to make money, you'll need to transport passengers and mail. Nothing really forces you to grow your cities. So if you want to work with just transportation of people and mail, you can do that.
But nevertheless, there is one of the company owners you can play as is specialized in personal transport. So you could pick her. So which will give you benefits for transporting passengers with more money to receive and so on. So it is more or less possible to focus more on the transport of passengers, but I think it is not completely possible to neglect, for example, the other goods. Oh, and now we have some quarterly report. I can show you this now too, with all the figures and numbers which are now appearing inside of it. and so you can have an overview with what numbers you are dealing in this game or can dealing with it. So. And also something which you maybe noticed is that I mostly, or in this case completely, use the automatic rail line method. But if you're having, for example, you want to have something from Buffalo to Boston, you can also adjust it accordingly. For example, you can have only express goods loaded, which is post and passengers. You could also select freight, and you can also, like in Rare Empire 1, edit the station so that you, for example, focus on passengers or focus on beer, because I have selected freight, so that this is not working. But if I have now automatic, for example, I could now switch to passengers, or could say no to beer.
Okay.
Which is in this case, which when I select express is not needed anymore, because then I would transport beer at all. And what also is still working, you can also adjust it completely manually. So you could say, hey, here in Buffalo I only want to have passengers, and in Boston they should only depart passengers and only take, for example, beer or some other good. But yeah, so you are like in Rare Empire 1, really free in how to make use of the different types of rail lines.
Did you know that the Erie Canal wasn't finished until 1825?
Oh, there's
I'm almost a little sorry
someone
that it is to
cannot
become
spell the
obsolete so
name.
soon.
RECHAUFFE. Hi there, apologies if this hasn't been covered about the stock market options. We have covered it, but just for him.
Yeah. We have the stock market, this is like here, and we have already bought some construction industry for, I think it was roughly $15,000 we have invested, and now let's see how we could sell them. And no, we wouldn't make a profit, so it doesn't make sense to sell them now. But I think you also asked about what about the competitors? And yeah, you can, this is at the moment, because it has story reasons, it is grayed out, so you can't start trading company shares. But in the later stage of this map, you can buy shares from your competitor and also can merge with him at a certain point when you have reached 100% of his shares. I hope this answered the question.
And Mitox, thanks for the follow. And there was another follow. I'm just dancing. Thanks a lot for the follow.
So. And another research. Now construction is cheaper. So what have you done? Oh, you have made Toronto and London and connected it to Buffalo. Yeah.
I think if we can use some additional money.
Yeah, absolutely. Money is key. Money is always great.
Reshov, that was the person I couldn't spell right. Thanks a lot for the follow. Amazing. Reshov is leftovers in French, basically. Okay. Cool.
Now something I do now in Albany, something which I like to do always when a city has grown a little bit, or I see that there is more traffic going around, that I make an extension to this station, so that it has more than only two possible sites to have to upload and unload the goods and passengers. So this station has now 4, and the trains can utilize all of them. Which makes also the processing time for this station alone now quite faster.
Will there be more streams in the future with Railway Empire 2? Yes, you can bet your model trains. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Patrick, what's up? Dog, the Alchemist, what's up? What's up? Nice to see you. That looks like a concept. Much better than what I'm usually doing this game. But I'm still finding my way, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to forget, I've played the first game several hundred hours. I have played not so many hours, to be honest, in this game, because I had also other tasks to attend to, but yeah, I've played also a lot of this game on all different systems. So yes, also with gamepad and stuff.
Yes, and really to be honest, when I started that game, I really liked that features, that new features that made it, I think, a little bit more accessible for me personally, and I got really a lot of fun out of it. And even the problems I had, there was all operators' faults, definitely. I was very often in your office talking to Rolf and so, what have I done? And he said, come on, you stupid guy. You cannot connect that to this. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it is a learning process.
Yeah,
I would say it is an easy to learn game, but a hard to master game. Because I think the basics are quite easy to understand and are way more easier compared to the first game. Alone with the improved symbols we now have. Signals, sorry.
Buy a production and build it in Albany, please show us. Or if that is possible?
A production...
Should be.
Should be?
No, because there are already two industries inside Albany, two factories. One for one sawmill, which is producing wooden planks, and the other one is the breweries, which are producing beer. But we have money, we could buy one of them and either demolish it, sadly we don't receive any money for it, and could build something we wanted there. For example, if we wanted to have, for example, one distillery, which we could also have with sugar and apples, liquor. But I say I would buy now just the wooden planks, so that you're... Oh, we don't have enough money yet. But let's wait, then we could buy it.
Oh, there was a question about the triangles that are appearing above the trains sometimes.
Which triangles?
This one, for example.
Ah, yeah. This train has a negative balance, so there would be a possibility for us to optimize this if we wanted to, because this is only delivering grain from Carter Terminal to Boston, but we also want to have Boston Crow, so I think I still let it stay like this. And the other one, this is a breakdown, which is a major issue. This means that you have too few maintenance depots, so we are constructing one immediately in New York City, and also a dispatchable. Yeah. What are you doing?
Just making us a little more money without using too much. I understand we're trying to save up for one of the productions. For one of the factories, right?
Yeah. I wanted to save up money for a factory, you are right. But then I got distracted. But now we're having it. Except if our competitor is now making us... Oh no. has played with us. So now we have it. And now that we have it, we could also resize the industry up to level 5, but this is only possible if you have 90,000 citizens, and we have not enough money to increase it yet, but maybe later on. And such an industry can be quite useful, first to gain additional money, but second also for fulfilling some tasks which can appear. For example, I have just played a scenario before I came down here, which required me to produce clothing inside a city, in a certain city. And for tasks like this, you have to own a factory.
There was a question, which one is my favorite game, Railway Empire 1 or 2? And this question is really hard to answer, because it's also a learning curve it's always a learning curve from the first part to the second one. But I found the first one, when I saw it and I played it the first time, it was a really impressive game, and the whole engine Gaming Minds is using. For example, Port Royal 4, that really hit me when I saw what you can do with that. You can zoom out just like in satellite view, and then you can zoom in and see all the people working on the vessels, and it's almost the same right here. We showed you the details of the city. I think that is really impressive. Definitely the second part has a couple of features that I really like. So it's very hard to answer that way. But it's still worth to get the first one, especially with all that DLCs.
Yeah, absolutely. The Japanese DLC, it's great.
It's very nice, yeah.
Yeah. I really like the first one too. It was the first game I worked on.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And I also have a heart for the comic look of the first game, but yeah, the second game is definitely now the more improved and refined game. But the first one still has its charms.
What is it from Yefen? Is it possible to set up the route for trains so that they choose any free iron at the station? Well, this is simply what that grid irons make possible.
I think also what your meaning is, if it is possible, for example here with Chaplin Station and Boston, you can have you can choose in Boston a certain rail line. It should stop, train station track, it should stop, but this is not all what you can do. For example, if you have multiple ways to drive. Yeah, I have another example. I delete Chaplin Station, and now it is from Boston to New York. And if I select this would be the direct way, but I don't want it, because I have specially constructed this railroad below for this connection. So I will add now 2 waypoints, one for way to New York City and a second one from New York City to Boston. And with this waypoint system, I can have more control over my rail network, because if I have, for example, more express routes than freight routes, and the express routes should be driving very fast, so that they can use always the fastest track and the shortest track, while the freighters should use the more longer road rail line. And so it makes sense to have to adjust it if needed.
Oh, we have a fantastic comment by Leander Kale. It's much better than the DLC questions. Will there be future Railway Empire games? We hope so.
Well,
Definitely.
Well, let's see how this one sells.
Yes, definitely.
That's the only thing that matters.
You guys can all be a part of that. But very nice that you are thinking about the future. Very nice. No, this is really cool because that shows us people want to see more in the future. And there was very important from Mr. Condato. How is the control on Xbox or consoles?
Yes, I would say it is. It has, of course, a little bit of a learning curve at the beginning, but after a while, after playing for around 20 minutes, I would say, roughly, then you have the feeling for the game, and then it's actually really good to control also on consoles. And you're not hindered by the gamepad controls or the console UI. So it is, yeah, it is really great to play on consoles as well.
So, I must say, because I'm a console player first, it is really good. If you have played one of our strategy games on consoles, it is this construction wheel you get, and from there you can choose whatever you want. For me personally, this is the much more comfortable way. But I know, guys, a lot of you are PC gamers. This is very good. But I grew up with consoles. This is my thing. I'm gonna break my fingers if I'm if I'm doing this. No, I was quite happy with the controllings, and yeah, really good job.
And also, if you like, for example, to play not in this position, but more relaxed, I think it is a really good alternative to play it with the gamepad. And try it out when the game comes out. I would show it to you now, but we don't
have a controller right here. But we can do that in a future stream.
Yeah,
we can
absolutely.
do an Xbox stream or a PS5 stream or so. Was it smooth or acceptable? Me personally, as a console player, I would say absolutely smooth. If you have that in your muscle memory, then it runs really good. I have no problem. I'm very, very happy with the controller settings. And even if I would play that on PC, I would use the controller if I had the one here. I think it's on my place upstairs.
Next time.
Did he mention the TNCs? And yes, we're here to see Railway Empire 10. I'm pretty sure that I will not see a Railway Empire 10 because then I'm a little bit too old. But Empire 5, 6, why not?
Dear God. Let's finish this one first.
Definitely. Let's finish this one first. We're all so excited, and you can really feel it.
There is so much less time between idea and realization.
How about
This
hotkeys?
is absolutely
Yeah.
extraordinary.
There are some. There's also the options in which you can adjust them, the keyboard layout, which is here. There's not for every action a hotkey, but for several of them.
Fewer and fewer travelers are using the Erie Canal because our train connections are simply
Are there
better. Our
ratings
company
for the
enjoys great
scenarios
popularity
from
in Alberta,
Marenza?
and soon
Yes,
a
there's
new
not
mayor
only a
will be
rating for
elected.
the scenario, but
If I
also
could
a
win the
leaderboard
election,
for the
I could
ranking
use that to
in the
our advantage.
from
Why don't
each
you take
campaign
a
and
few
each
measures to
scenario.
present me in a favorable light to
So at the end of the
undecided
mission,
voters?
you have an overview of your personal score you have and your rating, and then you can also compare to other people around the globe which have played the same maps and scenarios. And yeah, they're also named, like, for example, President.
Okay, there's a very long one, but I think we can answer that from Yankery. For me, a railroad track is only 100% occupied when trains are running continuously into the station. Railway Empire 2 compared to old railway, there are problems? Question mark. Why occupy a platform in the station when the train still needs days to get into the station? So you need more rails in your
I can show you something. So if you have building a train station, you have the possibility of using all these track stations and can construct each individually. And for example, coming from each different direction, and like I have shown earlier, you can have also the option. I will show it here. This is wrong. Just give me a second.
Yeah, so as long
this.
as long as we can satisfy
I hope so.
all the people. Thank you for answering. Yeah, welcome, Arenza, welcome. I'm trying to do my best, but a lot of people are fighting, and sorry that we cannot answer every question. But we did another stream, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, so maybe rewatch that. We played the custom game mode, and there you can see the whole North America map, and later on we showed the European map as well, and maybe you will find some answers there in that video.
So you are seeing I have now constructed 8 rail lines, and what I now can do is I can use a gridiron to connect all of them. So if now a train is coming from one of these tracks, it can still be going to every track line of the train station, because there is already an interchanging system inside of this, which makes it really great for people, players to experiment with different tactics and with different layouts from your train station and what is working best for you. I hope this answered this question a little bit. So I think with a setup similar to this one, and with 3 stations up to each city, you have the possibility that your train station is never empty.
We have another question from Facebook. I've overseen. Sorry, Ahmad. When playing co-op, do we still have the same limitation of having to connect a city to the network before expanding to another city? Do we have limitation?
Yeah, you need to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need when you have rural industries, it's no problem. You can build several train stations there. But if you want to have a city, you first need to connect it to your rail line before you connect another city to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the exact reasons for this, but I got comment to it. But maybe you have more to say about it, Samad.
Can I just say it is good for game design. It's this decision was made kind of before I joined the team, so I'm really not the best person to comment on that. But there are game design reasons for it to be that way.
Okay. I think so too, because it forces the player also to focus on your cities and on your growth, and so that you don't get kind of carried away with blueprinting your the whole landscape, and then realizing, oh, I don't have enough money anymore. So I think it makes quite some sense to have this rule that you have to connect first another city before you can build another train station in another city.
It also allows us to create more challenging situations, especially when it comes to scenarios, for example.
From Serial Joker 94, can you play cross-platform for multiple players. So you can play PC with PC, or PC and Xbox, but not PlayStation again with Xbox or PlayStation with PC.
Not our fault. Blame PlayStation for that one.
Samad, are you more PC player or console guy?
Sorry, I had internet issues. Do you ask me a question?
Yes. Are you more PC player or console guy?
I'm more of a PC player. I did spend quite a bit of time testing Railway Empire on console just to make sure that the controls are working fine and well.
Sure. PC player, yes. Into the chat, please type in. I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Are you guys PC players or do you prefer consoles? I would love to hear that, because I'm feeling pretty alone. No, you're also playing console.
No, there must be at least one person who is going to say they're playing from their phone.
Yes. Oh yes. Or are you playing with your phone? PC 100%. Yeah, PC on my PC Game Pass. PC. Yeah. Console. Mac people. Thanks. Thanks a lot. You are on PS5 console. Oh, thanks. Yeah, so there is a lot of support for me. Mr. Condato Xbox. Yeah, same me. PC. Yes, that's great. But this is not a problem. We are all gamers. We are all one family. I was never a part of console wars or something like that. And
just play where I have most fun on it.
Definitely, that's it.
For me, I'm switching constantly. If I want to play something on the PC, I play on the PC, but I don't always have the guts to play with mouse and keyboard, because it has also some... If I have worked all day long on PC and then I don't want to relax in the same position again, so I prefer it after work to just relax in my seat and have a gamepad in my hand. But yeah, it also depends on the game. Some games are best played on PC, some games are played best on consoles, some games are only available on PC, some are only available on consoles, some games are exclusive to this system, some are exclusive to this system. So yeah, just enjoy what is best suited for yourself. And I think also that it doesn't make sense to have this console or PC war, because we are all gamers. Just be united.
But no, it's not possible to team up with a PS5 to a PC. It's not possible.
No, but you can play with... When you have a friend on a PlayStation 4, but you have a PlayStation 5, you can play with him or with her together on PlayStation 4 with the PlayStation 5. This is possible.
Yes, but Xbox and PC, that will work. I'm the one that bought the Xbox. Yes, I also bought one. But who is now following? I was too fast, but I have a second opportunity. Mr. Sakros is following. Thanks a lot. That means a lot to me. Another important question from Tyler. Is there a day and night cycle?
Summer, do you know that? I'm not sure at the moment.
No, I don't think so.
No, there is not. No. I know that.
But what I can say is we don't have maybe a night and day mode, but what you can do inside the option is you can switch on snow. But this is at the moment not seeable, because we are in September. It's too hot for snow. But maybe when we are reaching December or something like that, maybe then we are seeing a little bit of the snow.
You was the first to ask that. Sorry, I cannot. I have here.
By the way,
several
decided to run for the Democrats in this election. I believe that I can
several
best represent our
platforms
interests
to
as a
check
candidate for this party.
and host, and then there are informations from my lovely colleagues as well that helped me out. Thanks Nadine and Toby. No, not you. Or thanks a lot, Tamara and Samat, for being here.
Nadine and Toby, you are great.
Definitely. Definitely. Do I come back without destroying everything? What? Oh, that's not the good news, Elmar.
Something we maybe should also mention, sorry if I'm interrupting you, in order to increase the growth of the size of your city and the population of your city, like in Railway Empire 1, you need to fulfill the demands of your citizens in the city. For example, what I'm now noticing is that this city has a low value of meat, so we should maybe try to connect a city which are producing meat in a factory to this to Albany, which increases the possibility that the city is growing. And the best solution for it is trying to give them as much as possible. So they are also requesting vegetables and fruits, and so it would make sense now at this point, and if we are now trying to increase Albany even more, we should try to connect, for example, this vegetable rural
Farming,
industry here, and also the apple fruit industry here to the rail network, and not only to the rail network, but also to in a way so that it can be connected also to Albany, so that it can grow. But at the moment we don't have an issue, because you see here the green arrow which is pointing up. This means the city is growing, and when there are even two arrows, it is even better, because then the city is growing even faster.
You cannot save the whole world.
No, but sometimes you are required to it, because, for example, one of the next tasks we have is to construct a university in Albany, and for it we need 90,000 people. You see it here. Yeah, so therefore Albany needs to grow.
Okay.
I don't know if we can reach this today, sadly.
Let the game out right after the stream, like a shadow drop, you mean? No, that's not possible, right? Technically.
But yeah, it's tomorrow. It's not so long anymore. It's a little bit like Christmas.
How much of learnings from the first game have you put into this version? I think yes, it's the first game came out in 2018, so we have 5 years of experience with all that DLC content, and definitely with the help of the community, and we're really listening to your comments. And for example, Moritz is the producer. He was also a part of our streams a couple of times, and he was always there with paper and pen, and he said, okay, what did this guy ask? Okay, I will put that on my list. So so that was an example of how, yes, for example, Moritz is working, that he's really taking that seriously. And yeah, this is all that time between starting Railway Empire 1 and then finishing the second one. Yes, it's a couple of years that are passing
And
by.
also another game. The studio developed Potter 4 in the meantime, and also I think Railway Empire 1 had some technical limitations which we couldn't improve on the first game, which is now possible with the whole new engine, or more reworked engine we have now with Railway Empire 2. So, yeah.
Really good. I think there are some really nice last words. I think we can we've showed a lot, so you can rewatch our last live stream. You can also rewatch this one with Tamara and with Samat. Thank you for being with us, Samat from the developer Gaming Minds Studios in Gütersloh. Thanks a lot, and for playing with us here co-op.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry that we couldn't answer all the questions. There was a lot of comments from you guys. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks for the trust that you're putting in us. Tomorrow is the release, May 25th, from Railway Empire 2 on PC, the Xbox family of consoles, Xbox One, Xbox Series, S and X, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and it's also available from start the Microsoft Game Pass as well. Just posting the store page, and from tomorrow on there's also the official guide of Railway Empire 2 is ready to be purchased. There are 3 parts of them. There as ebooks. You can also get the bundle, and in June we will release the physical version of all the 3 ones. It's the official compendium, the official mission guide, the official engine catalog. And if you rewatch that stream right at the beginning, we had a small video where Nadine showed us a little bit what's inside of this book. This one in June, but the stuff that's in there also digitally tomorrow. Okay, I'm done. Although you played the whole time. Thank you all. Bye. Thanks a lot. Okay, yes, sorry for the sound issues at the beginning. Sometimes, yes, this is live, that happens. I thought it was a technical thing, but it was just the mic. But the audio meter was okay, but it really changes a little thing of the pressure. But we made it, and yes, thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to Calypso Live on YouTube for more news and stuff. Thanks and good night, Samat. Have a nice release day tomorrow and a very tasty barbecue.
Yes, the most important part of development. The only reason I'm working for.
Okay, thanks to all of you guys.
Before you go, can you zoom in on an area around Quebec? It's at the northern part of the map. Yeah.
Okay. There's snow. You mean that?
No. Well, also that, but Quebec City.
Yeah.
Love and Peace, the 2 stations around Quebec. Zoom out, you'll see it. Love and peace to all.
That
is lovely.
And that is how a friend can waste your money if you play co-op with him. No, thanks a lot so much. Okay, goodbye guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.